Hey guys, Spirit of the Law here. So today I've actually got a 1 versus 1. I don't play these very often, it's definitely not my usual, but I thought I'd try something a little bit different. So let's take a look at the maps here. So this is me up top in the yellow, and just take a look at the map. I got forward gold, forward stone. Not ideal, but I do have a nice back of the map protection, so it's a little hard for me to get around there. Have a little bit of fun with the other guy. I don't know, I just really like 1 versus 1s lately. I find there's a lot more chatting going on than in team games, which is interesting. I don't know. So I might keep playing them. So got got a forest over here and a forest way over here. Not an ideal map setup for me, but I guess we have the berry bushes in the back. That's okay, that's good for not getting rushed. And let's take a look at the opponent's map. Got a good space to wall off here. Again, some forward gold, forward stone. Another nice place here, like you could probably get a little bit of a wall going around, but I doubt he will do that since he is actually the Goths. So he's Goths, and in order to counter that, I picked the Japanese, partly because I always pick the Japanese, but also partly because I think the Japanese are actually a good counter to the Goths. Both civilizations are pretty good with Dark Age rushes. Both of them have a okay feudal and castle, although he probably outclasses me a little bit by the time we get to the Imperial Age. So just taking a look at our starts here. I'm on 12, he's on 12. Pretty, we both have a standard build, obviously, that we go through. So trying to get a little bit of map exploration done. Obviously, the main things that I'm trying to do at the beginning: locate the sheep, locate the boar, locate the gold and the stone. Kind of dangerous lure without loom, but every second counts, and you got to keep that town center building villagers early on. So I'm just going to speed up ahead here until the Feudal Age. Nothing really happens up until this next part. So here we are in the Feudal Age, and as you can see, my opponent decided to do a forward barracks on me. He's the Goths, that makes sense. His barracks work a little bit faster. I decided to throw up a forward barracks just to keep an eye on this gold and stone. Having it all together here is kind of nice in a way, because I can have all my villagers in the same location, but on the other hand, I really have to make sure that he doesn't get the drop on me and tower this up. So I'm going for a fast castle. A market is a little unusual. For just 1 versus 1, you don't really have any trading going on or sending resources. But the reason I do this is to help balance my economy out. And I didn't really know what units I was going for yet. I was going to be a little bit more reactionary to what he was doing. And obviously he's going for men-at-arms here, so I'm going to have to... it's kind of hard to counter men-at-arms, to be honest. They don't really have any obvious weaknesses. Or scouts, obviously, well, you just go spears. If they go spears, then you go archers. If they go archers and skirmishers, but there's no obvious counter to men-at-arms. So here we are, almost 18 minutes. A little bit late for this rush, but I know that he's going for men-at-arms. So my opponent makes a little bit of a mistake here and goes for the barracks. So this actually gives me time to get a wall up. Just for those of you that are watching, probably would have been more damaging to me had he just sent that into my wood line over here, into my gold. I'm not sure he knew about this here. Let's just see what he knew about my base. So he didn't know too much, but getting stuck out here with these units, probably not a good idea. Gave me a chance to wall this up, a tower here, and then trying to get a wall here. I actually ran out of stone, which is a little bit embarrassing, and I think I sold some stone off to go Castle Age faster, which kind of backfired here. And yeah, he did a good job actually finding the one weakness in my walls. But yeah, just looking around, I was actually thinking about having some wood over here, so at this point I was kind of glad that I didn't. And this is where he's in a bit of a tough situation, because he's really put a lot into this forward. He has even more units that he's making here. He's trying to break in, do some damage, hasn't really done anything yet, and as long as I can keep walling this up, he's not going to get in. All my villagers are still working, and now I'm in Castle Age. Have my stable out, probably going, I think I'm going knights already here. Yeah. So knights are really good against men-at-arms. Totally non-upgraded, 45 health, 6 damage. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think knights, I think I have bloodlines, so I think they're 120. 120 health, 10 damage. Not really comparable. Going with the Siege Workshop. Not too worried about this at this point. But again, had he gone straight in, could have done a lot of damage. So let's take a look at his town. So he's on 51 population. A lot of that is in units though, 15 of that. So he has about 36 villagers right now. But a decent economy, a good forward. This is a good idea to be up this close. However, he's in a little bit of trouble if this doesn't work. So he's breaking through. I still don't have any stone, but now I have some stone, and he's trying to break around this side. I hate these little oases that you have. They're really hard sometimes to see if you wall them up or not, but I got a wall up and just gonna make short work of those men-at-arms. So it's tough because he has what, 12 or so men-at-arms, and it's 60 food each. I mean, we're talking about enough food basically to go to Castle Age. So here I'm in Castle with 800 food, and he's still in Feudal, although getting close to going Castle. But kind of turn the tide. So this is why I prefer my response basically to Feudal Age rushes is to keep doing my fast castle, because once you're in the castle, it's so much more powerful, the units that you get for similar costs in terms of food and stuff, and knights are just way better in terms of the return that you get on the units that you spend. So after clearing up what he's got here, I'm probably going to spread out a little bit here pretty soon, but I want to take the fight to him. I know that he probably doesn't have a whole lot to defend back home. He's invested so much into this. I am an age up on him, so I have to make use of that. Going with some upgrades as well. That's another thing that he probably should have done, is get some upgrades on those. Get the defensive upgrades for sure. But I'm not sure. I guess because he doesn't have a barracks here, he's got to send them all the way back. That's a little bit unfortunate for him, just kind of a waste of time. You can see the difference between our economies here, where he's one villager on gold and a couple on stone, whereas I'm really going into the mining. The mining can be a good symbol of kind of where you're at in the game as you make that transition from just a food and wood into those other resources that you need in the Castle Age. Good idea here, having the spears here. Just kind of a tip. It's usually good not to ring your town bell because it upsets so many villagers from their work. It's better just to highlight your villagers and just hotkey, so just press G and then garrison your town center. Probably a better way to go there. So at this point, his forward's kind of backfired. He's not making any units here. I'm still an age up on him. I should be making some more knights. I kind of lapse in judgment there. Throwing down some more town centers to really take advantage of that extra age that I have. Obviously you can build more town centers in the Castle Age. Really use that to your advantage and just keep making villagers at both of those. Good idea towering. That was a good plan by him. Although against knights, I mean, towers are only going to do a few damage. Trying to get a hill advantage up here so that, you know, spears are good against knights. However, we're talking about such a big difference. We're talking about 45 health and 3 damage versus 120 and 11. I don't know. It's, if you can get a hill advantage and you can attack with a bunch of knights at once, knights still take down spearmen. That age gap is big, and even at 30 minutes, like, you can see the damage of a rush like that it does on his economy. So let's take a look. So I'm at 72 and he's at 52. He is going castle now, but again, I mean 30. I mean, there's some players that are going up to Imperial by this point. So yeah, again, interesting that he doesn't build. I mean, he has the wood too, but he doesn't build a new barracks or anything here. He's still sending units across the map. I'm trying to be a little bit cheeky here and build a forward stable. Maybe not the best idea. Just wasting wood at this point, but still trying to build more knights up here. I mean, the reason I keep going with knights against these spears is, again, I mean, now they're a little bit upgraded, but still, knights are so much more powerful than spears at this point. And as well, the knights are really good for getting around the map quickly. So the thing about the Japanese is, yeah, I don't have any bonuses for my knights, but at the same time, they do have fully upgraded knights in the Castle Age. And there's a number of other cool bonuses about the Japanese that I like the cheaper mining camps and mills, as well as the infantry that attack faster. But okay, so now my opponent is in the castle age. These pikes are actually going to be a little bit fearsome against the knights. So trying to mix in some siege here. Still going with the knights. I guess my thinking there was, I felt like having the map coverage was more important than having the good unit exchanges. Throwing up a castle and kind of making a little bit of a mistake here. I probably should have walled this off completely. That was a bit of a mistake. But I was definitely just trying to manage everything going on at once, trying to keep an eye on my units, which I wasn't doing a very good job of. So once you have a mangonel and throwing up the watchtowers on this forward, just trying to protect this up, have some mangonels, which would be good against any units that he's trying to get in bulk. Trying to get a bit of harassment in here, but he's done the right thing. He's also putting up a watchtower and some siege equipment there, or a siege workshop, sorry. So if I was thinking this was going to be a long game, then I'd probably start going into monks and grabbing relics. But at this point, I think this is going to be my push. If this fails, then I'll start getting ready for the long game. But he's Goths. I really want to push the issue. I don't want him getting to Imperial Age and just throwing mass Huskarls at me. Interesting attack by him. I know he's trying to put pressure on me, and this actually ends up being a really good idea to try and sneak these in. He's just kind of ignoring this army here, and he's just trying to get in there and distract. And unfortunately, my woodcutters have cut to their deaths apparently, and opened up a hole there. So going with Watchtower, I don't know what I was thinking, but it's good because it was a good move by him, because now I have to respond to that. I'm going to be sending some knights over, I have to send my scorpion over, lose a bunch of villagers, but by this point you can see in the score, and you can see by the pressure that I'm putting on, it's a little bit too late for him to do economic harassment damage. I also have quite a few, or not quite a few, but I have a few different town centers, going on 3 town centers at the moment, and I could probably put a 4th here. That'd probably be a good idea. It's not really protected by the castle. But now, always kind of a mean move. His town center has a range of 6. Mangonels have a range of 7. Kind of a jerk move to shoot it. There's not too much he can do about it, but that's just part of the game. So again, cleaning these up once I get a knight in here. He does have the upgrades, but no spears there. So I'll send all these guys over to build a castle, but I'm feeling pretty good here. He's trying to send his units across the map, but you can tell by score what's happening here. So he's at about 50 population, I'm at about 100. So in this game, definitely, once you start to get that momentum, and once you start destroying their town, then they can't build their military, so they can't really fight back, so then you just keep building and get into this cycle. Walling this off, get my wall on this. That would have been a good idea to wall up 10 minutes ago. But yeah, pretty much over at this point. It holds on a little bit longer, and that's the game. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you maybe learned something or saw something that I did that you like, and definitely leave me some comments on anything that you thought I could have done better, and always happy to hear feedback on that. So thanks everybody for watching.